Well, now we can see the extensive 19th century Victorian remodelling. However, there are traces of the original Norman build, such as this sturdy-looking Norman capital and column. And here is an example of reused stone from the abbey, known as label stops. These were originally used at the base of 2 arches, but far more expressive are the beautifully carved capitals displayed on the windowsills that were originally in the abbey's Norman cloister. These finely worked pieces have been described as some of the best examples of Romanesque carving in England. And this is a Springer stone at the start of the arcade above the capitals. Here is an impression of how the Norman cloisters may have looked at the abbey. And finally, up here in the bell tower, we find that reused wood we mentioned, dated 1265 to 1290. Back outside on the north side of the tower, we find more examples of the reused abbey stone.
And here on ancient High Church Path, there are a series of 17th century cottages which were also constructed using stone from the abbey site. Building material was certainly at a premium.
Another somewhat weather-worn example of a reused label stop over this door. Now back to the church to find out about a mystery that has, at least in part, been resolved.
For many decades, mystery surrounded this intriguing grave that was marked with just a single cross. The Victorian rector from St. Bart's had purchased some human bones which were then interred in this grave. The inevitable question was whether or not those remains were those of Alfred, Edward or Ealhswitha.
In 2013-14, the bones were disinterred and found to be from 5 individuals whose dates ranged from 1230 to 1500 AD, and from another individual who dated from around the year 1100 AD, who could well have been one of the first monks to arrive here at Hyde. The bones represent a fascinating link to the medieval abbey. So, not from the earlier Anglo-Saxon royal burials. However, a piece of pelvic bone from the 1990s excavation did prove to be Anglo-Saxon in date. The mystery continues, as indeed do we as we make our way down to location 4 on the map.